for some reason we weren't recording, but now we are. So, hello again, folks. For those of you who aren't watching live, we are back, finally. Where is it listing? Right, so as of last time, our party had just finished exploring the mines beneath the city of Delgern. And all of that madness. So I believe there was some crafting planned and potential plans for either expanding your current base or potentially looking into dealing with the next of the day. Or I believe also potentially scrying some more information. No, you described the information on the deities.
Yeah, we did that already, I think.
Yeah, we did the deities thing, and then we did the shard ritual to figure out the shards and all that good stuff.
Yes,
I think what we were doing is we were going to try to send out scouts to the other areas. I don't want to say nations, but like the other areas to just gain a little intel. And then while we're doing that, I thought we were going to discuss what we're going to do with the current shards we had.
I believe that was correct, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry about this, folks. It has been over a month for us, and there's been a lot going on.
Yes.
The man who's been running around like a headless chicken for the better part of 6 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, it's all good. I mean, the only scouts I know are Rose's and Josh's, so I don't know. Guess Rose, you're in charge.
That's fine.
Emma does have one Eldritch Scoundrel, although she has been trying to work on hopefully recruiting more.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, there is one thing you'll have to do first before you can do that. You'll need to send out your scouts to go and find yourselves port cities.
Exactly. So, would you mind, Chris, bringing us to your world map?
Yeah, there hasn't been much.
I don't know if you've done anything with it, but
there hasn't been much added to it since last time I said, because in the meantime, my computer has gone belly up multiple times, and yeah.
You're good, man. No worries. I just kind of want to get like a little bit more of a feel.
Yeah. For some reason, the player icon won't go to the map.
It has been a minute since I've seen it. All right. So if I remember correctly, we're over here.
That would be correct.
Okay. And then it looks like the closest area. Well, I would assume capital area would be like these things right there, right?
The capital was here.
Oh yeah. Okay. And this is just kind of like some.
That's the fortification that you guys basically crippled when they tried to invade you.
Oh, okay, so that was them. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so, it looks like we have that one and this one as for our port cities.
And the capital
this
itself
one's
is
probably
also
closest.
A port city.
Yeah.
Well, in all honesty, I'd probably try to gather information from the closest one. So I would think it looks like for the spacing, the top one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that I would just recommend for you, Rose, to send them there. But I mean, your call ultimately. I don't have.
No, scouts. That's fine. That's
Well, I was going to say that would also be the closest one to where you believe the next major threat would be coming from. The direction from which you believe the next major threat would be coming from as well.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
As the undead as the god of undeath do rest in the west.
Yes, and
sorry, thought I heard somebody say watchtowers.
Yeah, I was curious what these are.
Okay. So Yes, the individual towers are minor fortifications. Some of them they will act as
So like outposts.
yeah, they will act as watchtowers, but they do not have a. They will have at maximum sort of 50 to 100 assigned to them, rather than the full garrisons that would the full multiple company forces that would be assigned to the major fortifications.
And they are held by who?
At the time that this map was created, they would have been held by the hobgoblins. However, given the whole their god is dead and their slaves are revolting, the hobgoblins for the most part are doing their best to run for their collective lives. So they may very well be abandoned at the moment.
I'd like to send some people there to verify that, and then possibly take those over.
There you go.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so I agree with both. I agree with.
In one particular case, this grey tower here would actually be the Ludus you cleared out previously.
Okay. So, yeah, I think we should send some of Shane's bards with some scouts, because obviously they could probably infiltrate it.
I think we also need to figure out where the hobgoblins or high goblins, whatever, are hiding out, basically, so that not so that we can necessarily
consolidating it.
Yeah, not necessarily so we can just take them out right away, but for the most part, keep a watch on to see what they're doing and stuff. Make sure they're not regrouping to come after us again. Not saying that they will or won't, just in case. But also, so that we can see where, like, if they're trying to go to one of the other continents and stuff. Like, just figure out what they're trying to do, where they're at, so that we can keep tabs on them and just stuff like that.
Yeah, we need to utilize that spy network and get them to the port cities, at least a few of them.
Yeah. So we need to send some overseas, keep some, have some just around our continent, keeping tabs on the goblins, and others investigating the towers and the other places that we have not been yet.
Yeah.
And to get more information, we should probably give Sanctuary to Low Gobos.
Mm-hmm. Probably a good idea. And also, Emma has an idea. I was meaning to run this by you, DM, but I haven't had a chance to.
No problem.
But Emma wants to try and make, with some of the more magical gemstones that we found, scrying stones. Basically, something that can be used for long-range communication for the spy, so we can get instant information.
Making some walkie-talkie stones.
Yeah, we're gonna have walkie-talkies.
They actually have those. I think they're called sending shells or something like that.
Yeah,
sending stones.
Yes, only ones that can also work across continents. So that'll be more powerful versions. But yes. But yeah, so Emma will be explaining that plan, and hopefully to make sure that all of our spies have some.
Okay, yes, that shouldn't be a problem. As I mentioned before, with the sapphires that you found, that you should be able to break pieces off and have them act as a communication system.
Yes. And also, in terms of hopefully trying to get the other caster, she's also going to work on message stones that can be left at places or given to people who might be casters that will more or less give a projection of Emma saying, "Hi, do you want to learn to be a caster?"
So you're creating
The only
your
thing with that, Emma. Oh, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I would be very careful with that because
That's not
there
going to
are
be for
still.
That's not going to be for way later.
No, I get it, but what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say in the long run is you
Mhm.
got to be more careful with that. Only because you're recruiting casters,
Yeah.
but our enemy is using casters against us, and they can detect magic, which should be able to detect those, and then they're going to find out and start. You just got to be careful where you're leaving stuff.
Yeah, again, this will be something that's
Yeah.
given to people who might be interested. More or less instructions on how to get, on where to go.
Yeah.
She's trying to establish schools, more or less.
Okay,
No,
so
I
once
get it.
you
I'm
get
just
not
saying,
what I was
don't
expecting.
leave it at like a capital city.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, it almost sounds like you were trying to create the arcane version of Popple Badge for a second there.
Almost. But again, this is going to be for way down the line when she finally is able to establish certain places that'll just be for training up new casters that are not in major cities. So if someone accidentally does something to call an Eldritch Horror, it won't destroy a town.
Oh.
She very much understands what can happen when magic goes wrong and doesn't want that anywhere near our major cities.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. Well,
I hope
send out the troops.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, if you... Nix, if you could roll me a bluff and a stealth check.
Let's see. It's like her bluff and stealth, or
For now, yeah, just because I'm not sure whether we need to update any of your other NPC characters, and if we do, I'll...
okay, well, there's a bluff,
Okay.
and he said stealth. So let's see. Oh wow, that is horrible. Only a 2? Really?
I mean, it happens, man.
Yeah, they should be alright. They're only dealing with mundane threats after all. Not to mention there is the
Okay.
advantage of all the cities are probably in more than a little bit of chaos at the moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because, oh look, our slaves outnumber us 2 to 1 and we have no way of easily subduing them. Plus, our divine magic casters have suddenly lost power.
Yep. They do still have arcane casters, though.
True. Which probably means that the arcane casters are trying to seize power at the same time that the slaves are rebelling, so it's sort of like, we have too many problems at once.
Yeah, again, that's right now who Emma is trying to concentrate on finding is all of the High Goblin arcane casters so we can take care of them, because they're probably the biggest headache we'll have to deal with in the immediate
ones that
future.
haven't done the smart thing and run away.
Yes, the ones who are dumb and are thinking, hey, I can take over.
Yes, because there is always at least one wizard or sorcerer who has to think, I can be king now that our god has been killed.
Yes.
Never realize. Probably more likely to be a sorcerer because, well, you kind of need high intellect to be a wizard.
Yeah, again.
Although
probably wizard. I mean, probably sorcerer.
Although high intellect does not necessarily imply high wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the joys of dealing with casters who are high intellect, low wisdom. All knowledge, no common sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, I believe the other aspect, apart from that we will... So, that will take them a little while. Obviously, they have their. You can. Oh, Emma, if you could give me a spellcraft check.
Yes, let's hope this works, because it'll be awesome if it does. Hold on. Da-da-da-da-da. Right, come on.
Whoa, that was close.
Everyone okay?
Yeah, my cat just almost knocked over my drink onto my keyboard.
All right, spellcraft.
That should be enough to create the message stones.
Yeah, so
So
each group will be given one, and also given a small request of if they see any areas, any towers or abandoned buildings that could eventually make good wizard or casting academies, that would be awesome. Please let her know.
You can always take one of the old military bases and turn that into it.
Yeah, but again, she's trying to find a spot that is secluded and hopefully not near anything that could cause severe damage if something went wrong.
So the either the tower right at the top of the continent or the city in the midst of the mountains, probably then.
Yeah.
Let's just hope you don't cause any changes to the mountains like you did here.
Oh, that'll be a definite. It's one of those places where if something happens to the area, it's not gonna hurt anybody.
Oh dear.
Because again, Emma does encourage experimentation in the name of learning.
Why do I get the feeling this is going to be a bit like the old the Muppet Show science labs?
You know it is.
Oh dear. The goddess of magic is the female equivalent of Bunsen burner. Now all we need is for you to get a familiar. Now all we need is for Quoth to start talking like Beaker.
Oh yeah, it'll be amazing when it finally gets going, but until then, it's gonna be a little crazy.
Sweet deal.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, get on those. Anybody?
I believe.
I'm obviously gonna assume that's gonna take some weeks, right?
Yes, you've probably got a good couple of depending on how long they stay for, depending on how much recon they do before either heading back or contacting you, you could be looking at a month to 6 weeks before you get any major information.
All right.
I have a question.
Yep.
And this is probably more out of character metagame almost, but would there be any other, would we know of any other, cave system, not our particular area, but, other cave systems or something that can be, that have been started to be mined for stuff and everything?
At the moment, no. You would know that there probably are other mine setups in other places. You just have to,
look for them.
Yeah.
I meant on our continent. Would there be other places?
There will be, but you would have to find the information. Chief place to start looking would actually probably be down at the camp. In all the paperwork for the mine camp that you used to be a part of.
So I'm assuming that we'd probably be doing that already. Or if not, we can go ahead and start doing that.
You'd probably have someone compiling the paperwork, yes.
Okay, so so then the only comment I'm going to make then is that as soon as we determine that there are other mining sites, I'm going to work on putting together teams of my deep walkers along with some actual miners to go check out those areas. And so basically the deep walkers will make sure that the area is safe and keep the miners safe, and then the miners can check for what kind of minerals those systems have, or minerals and metals and crystals and so on and so forth.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go out with a party to gather up gobos.
Alright, but I believe before we have actual dividing the party moments, I believe there was one other thing that we were looking to do, which, because I believe you lot were looking to assign the actual shards, if possible.
Yeah.
Okay, so from information you gathered last time, you figured out that if you were to Emma figured out a design for a sort of setup where you could effectively set up one of the shards in something similar to a viewer and then cast detect magic on yourself, and looking through this viewer set with one of the shards, you would find the people with attunement for it. So now we just need you to make a craft check and a spellcraft check.
Alrighty, here we go. And I will be using the hammer for this, so that'll be +6. As I recall, I have +12 if I use the anvil and everything, correct?
The hammer in combination with the hammer and anvil give you a +10 to your craft checks, yes.
Alright, so that should be... Yeah, because I know I get it on him at... Alright, so here we go. Let's see how this works. 26.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yep, and the spellcraft. Alright, where are you? There you are. 1, 2, here we go. I'm so happy right now.
Okay, we have we have one staff of the Attunement Oracle. It will take you a few hours to craft it, but that won't be a problem. So let me just double check my own memory for what, or just let me double check my notes for what you had. You had a...
We had one to make a paladin,
barbarian, druid,
alchemist.
Yeah.
Alchemist.
And then I believe we had the other ones was like assassin and something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you had the dark ones as well.
Yeah, and
I believe those were still being contested about what to do with them yet.
Yeah, because Emma does not want to... does not want to make another evil god.
Well, not adding to initial problems anyway.
Yeah.
Why make him evil? Why not just guide him towards neutrality?
I mean, in all honesty, we're going to need an evil god regardless, but if he's a lawful evil god, I'm down.
Yes, I think there were some that were more problems than others, such as the patron god of cannibals.
Yeah.
I mean, people taste like salted pork.
Yes, but there is a difference that cannibalism actually has negative, more than just health negative impacts when it comes to the Pathfinder. When it comes to Pathfinder rules, it is actually demonstrably drives you towards evil action. Well, when it's not for the obvious of when it is not a absolute necessity option, but when you do it by choice, when there are other options available, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Although I don't think they're even normally that lenient with it, which still drives me up the wall, but that's one of Pathfinder's sort of... We are going to be a slightly morally grey RPG, apart from on certain things where we aren't.
I always found it weird where the gray areas with cannibalism, it's like cannibalism is eating any intelligent creature, but eating the dragon is okay.
Yeah, that one's a weird one, I will admit. Because dragons are intelligent creatures. quite often when it's presented, smarter than the person who's eating them.
Okay.
Okay. So, we're going to be looking through, are we? For some
Yep.
reason, certain characters. Alright, for some reason, Logos' character model has freaked out. Well, we'll go around and correct that later.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. Which one do we want to start with first?
You're the one looking through it, so you choose.
Okay. Emma will start with the paladin.
Okay.
Ugh.
Someone has a. Is that an in character or an out of character reaction there, Nashi?
Both. Like, if I get to build the paladin, it's gonna be the archetype vindictive bastard.
I mean, I love that archetype, but come on, a classic paladin is not a bad thing. And this is from a guy who, if he plays, always plays chaotic.
Yeah. Again, she's just kind of like, it might be good to have someone who might help rebuild civilization on this place.
Yes, as long as you don't get the crusader type paladin.
Yeah.
Or the for the greater good paladin.
That's not
Yeah.
a paladin. I'm sorry, but no paladin should ever utter the words for the greater good, because anyone who utters those words should be shot on sight.
All right. So,
And if they
what
have
does
political aspirations, shot and then decapitated.
All right. So, who does Emma see?
So you're looking through. I'm guessing you've amassed the general population to have a look through with it.
Yes.
Okay, there are a couple, but there is one who has a greater affinity than anyone who has the greatest affinity is the former gladiator, Dorian.
All right. And
For those of you
Emma's just going to
who are
write
not
that
familiar-
down.
who may not remember Dorian,
Hmm.
it would be this gentleman here.
Hmm. Yeah, because Emma is writing all the names down that she sees that have the greatest, and we'll give this to the group later, and more or less put it in their hands because she feels very uncomfortable deciding, and is gonna let this be the rest of the party's decision. But she is going to make sure that everyone would be the best at these jobs known.
Well, I was going to say.
Now all we have
if
to
you're
do
looking
as a
for
party, guys, is make Emma choose.
Well, I was going to say,
Or-
want your second most affinity for it then, or
Yes, give the second as well. She's
the
gonna
second
try
would
and
be Serena, the
'Kay.
female former gladiator, or one of.
Or even better, just like put some guy in a box and throw all these at him. And see if he attunes to all of them.
Wait, what phone is she getting?
paladin.
Oh, there's a second one?
There are two
She's mostly
poten-
looking for the most and the second most person. who
Oh,
has-
okay.
So
Okay.
Yes.
For a second there, I thought Chris said, "Oh, okay. So how about the second chart?" I was like, "Wait, what?"
No. No, we were just going for through the first two the two most most likely to be able to attune with the paladin.
yes. Yeah, we have those on this end. Okay.
So,
And again, it's very much she's just getting all of these up. All right, so that's 1. All right, and all right, so that's Serena Dorian.
Yeah.
For Paladin. Hold on, I just gotta make sure I finish writing this down. Serena. Okay.
All right. So what shard are we going for second?
Alchemist.
Okay. The two with the greatest affinity in order first to second
Mm-hmm.
for Alchemist are the former head chef of the camp, Neda,
Okay. Okay.
and Olanus, the elf.
Okay. E-R-A. Stupid spell check wanting to make his name Alan for some reason. All right, and this is for Alchemist.
No, sorry. Sorry, I thought you were meaning that was what we're moving on to. I'm having a... Oh, sorry about that, folks. As I say, running around like a
Yeah.
headless chicken for 6 weeks.
All right, so we have... Okay. Next, let's go with the Barbarian.
Barbarian.
Because Emma actually has some theories on who would be the best Barbarian and wants to see if they're right.
Really? I'm wondering who your theories are.
We'll find out in a minute.
Well,
The barbarian's obviously the siege wizard.
No, actually, I thought he was going to be one of the people with the affinity for Alchemist. I really did.
I'm just waiting for the siege wizard to get druid.
Oh man, that Druid is last.
Just think about it. He starts catapulting like werebears and stuff.
well,
Okay,
well, in my last version of Forging the New Gods, there was a druid as one of the main characters, and he did end up killing the survivors of an army with a horde of ravening badgers.
That makes me so happy on so many levels. Okay, but all right,
His
Barbarians.
backup plan was to create kamikaze squirrels. Not very druidic,
Okay.
but
That is still hilarious, though. All right, let's go.
okay. So the ones with the greatest affinity for
Barbarian.
yes, Barbarian are first to second.
Mm-hmm.
One of, funnily enough, let's see, just one of the bandits, Gennara.
All right.
Or one of the former bandits, since they decided to stick around.
All right. Emma was half right because she was pretty sure that it was going to end up being. She thought it was going to be the bandit leader.
No, although I can understand why. And the second is, surprisingly, the former Hobgoblin soldier, Orgav. A lot of repressed rage there.
we'd need to totally make him it.
What? All right, so this is for Barbarian. Are there any others before Druid? Because I can't.
No, that Druid is
'Cause we had the
is the last of the 4 that you have, I believe.
All right,
And
let's
if I've
see the
missed
Druids.
anything, we will catch up with it next week because I'm still trying to recapture some of my old notes and try and find all the places I stored them when, apart from my corrupted backup.
All right.
One problem of having so many different places where you back stuff up, you end up forgetting where they all are. Okay, so
All right, let's see the Druids.
Druids, the one who has the greatest affinity is the Bandit Chief Kaladina.
Okay. Wow.
She's a half orc, isn't she?
Yeah, she's the, well...
I just couldn't remember, that's all.
Yeah, effectively.
Oh, okay.
All right, so Caradina. Okay.
Well,
I had a
did
feeling
survive
that
on
she
her
was.
own in the woods for quite a while.
Yeah. All right, and second.
Second is one of your fellow former mind slaves, Hendrik.
All right.
He looks like a guy you just have a beer with.
Yeah. Okay.
Funnily enough, I have used that character art several times for Innkeepers.
All right, and that is for Druid. Okay. Once this is all done, Emma will gather the rest of the party and say, "Here are the 2 that are the best for each stone." And she'll point to the Paladin stone. For Paladin, Darian would be the best choice, with Serena being the second. And again, she just is pointing to each stone. She says it. For Alchemist, Nita would be the best choice, with Elaris. Is that how I pronounce it? Out of character.
Erlanus.
Yeah, with Arlanus being second. Barbarian, Jorana being best. Orgoth second. Druid, Caradina best, with Hendrik second.
The most tactical decision for Barbarian would be Orgov.
Emma will shrug and just go, "I just found them. I am actually very uncomfortable with deciding who should get what."
Okay, would you rather them, be put in a ring, fight to the death? See who gets it?
Not
Probably-
fight to the death.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could dice for it.
Trust
But I
Carl
think-
to go with the interesting and bloody choice.
I think Orgov should get the Barbarian only because the fact that then there would be 2 deities for hobgoblins to follow. Both of them, one of them being good and one of them being evil.
True.
Give
but
him
we may
a
want to, but what if he doesn't want it?
Well, then that's his choice. We don't shove it down his throat.
I mean, should we ask? Or I am really confused on this.
Okay, so we should all agree. So for each stone, we should all agree on, or at least majority vote, who we should ask to get the stone. We shouldn't just give them the stone and say, "Here, you're now the god. You're now whatever god or goddess." We should ask them if they want to become become such a thing instead of giving them no choice.
That I very much agree with.
I mean, if we weren't going to give them choice, we would just give it to the, siege wizard and shoot them from afar with it.
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, I'm saying if we didn't want to give them a choice, that's what we would do.
Oh.
Apart from the impact from the shard might kill them.
And then they reawaken a god.
No, I will agree with Krogel that I think Orgov should take the barbarian shard. I would like to give Karadina the druid shard, and I would say perhaps Dorian for the paladin, and who were the two options? Netta and
Erlanus.
Erlanus. That one I'm not sure about. I'm trying to remember where we met Arlanus. I can't remember.
I think Erlanus was, if I remember correctly, Erlanus might have been another one who was freed from the Ludus, or he might have been freed from the farming camp.
I think he was farming camp.
Okay.
Yeah. I know he was one of those two.
Yeah, I'm kind of not sure on who to pick for the alchemist, but
Nice one for Batin.
Yeah, while they're discussing it, he just runs around and asks them all.
But
Are you serious about that? Because if so, I'm more than happy to give you the responses.
Wait.
no,
Why?
please.
Haven't you learned the rule? If someone asks if you're a god, say yes.
Yes, but that's not what he's asking. He's asking whether they want to be, not whether they are.
Yeah.
I think it's the same rule.
That's exactly what he does.
That could cause some resentment and some very angry arguments. I say while getting bandages for the bloody brawl that is no doubt about to happen ready.
Verboten didn't exactly announce that he was going to do this.
So
He
are
just
you
slipped
actually
away
going,
and went.
so you're going to go and ask them?
Yes.
How are you phrasing the question? Are you just being blunt about it, or?
What do you think?
It's for Matt. What do you
it sounds like
expect?
he's being blunt.
He's being blunt, just like, hey, you have the potential to be the god of Bodybot. Do you want the job?
Okay,
That's pretty much
so
it.
let's see. Okay. All right, Dorian. When asked, says, "I would not choose it, but if it was necessary, I would I would do what was best for the people here."
We're gonna get to that little old lady. The little old lady's gonna be like, "I would kill for it." You're like, "Oh shit."
Well, the problem is, right, is that if each person's like, I don't want to just take it and stuff like that, it's like you realize like this, once you take the shard and potentially get immortality, like there is no turning back. Like that's what you are.
Yeah.
Like you have to accept it. Like
Yeah, that's why
Verboten doesn't go over anything. He simply asks them the question and says, "Just give me a yes or no answer. I don't care what your reasoning is. Just yes or no."
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're not
which is
asking
why
for,
Emma
you're not
is-
asking for reasoning.
He doesn't
Yeah.
care what the reasons are. He just wants to know yes, no.
Okay, Dorian.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes all the eloquence that I was trying to put into it.
No. It's not that like the elegance is nice, But the problem is, like, everybody, like, I think they don't, like, the NPCs don't understand, like, what is entitled with this, like, gift.
Yes.
Like, it's not like this is only for the war. Once everything's over, I can give it up. No, like, this is bound to your soul. Like, you will become this god.
Okay, so
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of like, we have to give them that, like, ultimatum. Like, look, this is a path that you cannot steer from. Like, this.
This is a
I mean,
permanent.
Yeah, which is-
Potentially.
Why
Potent-
Emma's so uncomfortable with this, because she's just kind of like,
okay. So
I'm
for the
not
most
sure I
part
would
you get-
choose-
So for the most part, you get no's. There is the one exception being Hendrik, who. No, sorry. The two exceptions being Serena and Hendrik, although they have different looks about them when they say it.
Requiring a sense motive check on my part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
okay,
And I need 2 of those.
Yes, please.
oh, this is going to be amusing.
Okay, we'll go with Serena first and then Hendrik. So Serena's seems to be looking like she's eager to fight. From what you can guess, probably she's saying yes because she's thinking it's a better, it's more power for her to fight the enemies of the free people with.
Okay.
It's like, wait, she was the paladin again? I just
Yeah.
like kind of look at
Yeah.
Emma like, what?
Yeah, she's kind of got that crusade-y look to her.
Not sure I want to go with her.
Again, you guys already put it forward.
And Hendrik just kind of has this sort of look of curiosity and sort of, all right, this would be something new to try.
Oh, that'd be an interesting alchemist.
No,
Okay,
he was.
So after he gets all of these answers, he basically zips back while everyone's still conversing. And when he finds a break in the conversation, he'll interject with his findings.
I say.
And Emma just
And
face
Hendrik was
palm.
for the druid, by the way, not the alchemist, which
Oh, the druid. Okay. Oh, sorry.
with your guys,
Yeah.
what you guys are doing with animals could also get interesting.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, when I look at Verboten, I'm just like, you know what? If you came to me with that question, I'd think you were hitting on me. Like, offer me a position at your side, you know?
Yeah.
Possible.
Yeah, Nyx is gonna stand by her decision to go with Dorian for Paladin and Caradina for Druid, based on the reactions of Serena, and Hendrik.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting the one guy's name right now, but the one guy, the gladiator that was the lead gladiator. What was his name again?
I think
Orgrav or
Depends if you're talking.
Oh yeah, it was him.
no, that was Dorian. I thought.
Yeah, Dorian was
No.
sort of the human leader of the groups, but Orgrav Orgrav, Serena, and Dorian were sort of the triumvirate that led the Gladiator Rebellion, or helped you guys
Mhm.
lead out. the
I think you're
Gladiator Rebellion.
misunderstanding too. I think Nash is trying to figure out the barbarian stone, which was Orgav.
Yeah.
No, Orgav already have planted out, but Dorian was the one that I offered
the
him a
paladin.
position of power, and he denied it. So he's the one that I'm going for Paladin.
Yeah, he does seem to understand the responsibility the most. Because this.
In the alchemist, I'm just going against the chef because I don't want any of that in my food.
Gotta love it spicy.
Oh god, blasting gel in the chili.
What, you think Vervaten hasn't already done that?
I mean, you got to think about it. My most of my experience with alchemy has been explosives. So I'm just imagining explosives and food. I'm just like, I do not want to go to the restroom with that.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and I will admit, Emma was actually very sad about that because she was kind of halfway hoping that one of the Soul Forge would be attuned to the God of to the alchemy, which would have been really awesome.
Well, to be fair, I will say, because of their nature, yes, you could probably quite easily get one of the Soul Forge to bond with the stone, with the alchemy shard.
But we'd be missing out of a chance of getting a mixologist.
Yeah. Aaron, curious as one Verbatim comes up with both of those two's like responses. I kind of feel that we should talk to, I believe, who was her name? Serena, right?
Yeah,
for the
Serena,
paladin?
the one with the slightly crusade-y look in her eye.
Yeah. I want to go speak with her in regards to it, and kind of, I want to explain to her that this isn't so much of a crusade like she thinks it might be, and that childish actions are not going to be tolerated. This is a serious role, and based off of that, I want to see how she looks.
Okay. So you're taking her aside to talk to her about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I want her to understand that, like, this isn't just a toy kind of thing. Like, it seems like, out of, like, from what was talked about, it seems like she's not fully grasping it, and I want to see her reaction. Not so much like trying to scold her, but like kind of make her snap back to reality. Like, this isn't a game.
Sort of like try and guide her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to influence her.
Okay.
So after that, so I'm assuming you want a sense motive out of me?
Yes, and if you want, you can actually, ask her if wait for her to speak a response, as well as do a sense motive, or just get a sense motive.
Yeah, both. I mean, I'm literally trying to do both.
Okay, so give me a sense motive, and then I'll give you her spiel.
I see all.
You read her like a book.
And suddenly we have Noel Lightman.
Come, my child.
And suddenly we have Noel Lightman from Lie to Me.
Come, my child.
I do not. I know it is not a game, and I know that this would be a choice of fate. But I accept that. But if I had that power, I could be the ultimate bastion. I could finally push back all the dark gods in all their forms. It would be a chance to rid the world of so much suffering and evil.
I understand what you're saying. Unfortunately, you're never going to truly get rid of all of evil. There has to be a balance. I understand where you're coming from, and I understand where and how you've grown up in these past couple of years. But making a one-sided crusade is not the answer. You have to lead these people. You have to trust that you are not sending them to their death.
She looks somewhat crestfallen and contemplative at this point. You've clearly shaken her conviction, although whether it's her conviction to accepting the idea of the power or her convictions of what she would do with it is harder to tell at this point, because I don't think because you're fairly sure that even she isn't certain about which of the two it is at this point.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for like 10 sessions from now. We're gonna get the line from her. In my opinion, the good gods are evil.
That would be perfect.
Yeah,
But nevertheless, so I'll come back to the group, and I'll actually, personally, Aaron thinks Serena. If Darian already turned up being in charge of something and given power, even though it's not godly power, some form of leadership, and he's already turned it down, I don't think he's ready to lead people. And Serena, though naive as she is, I feel like she will learn and grow just like all of us have, and she will overcome those challenges.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything further, but
She's the cute one. Verboten approves.
See, I got one vote.
For
that's a very
By the
credible
one-
answer there, Verboten.
By the way, with my choices, I'm gonna go to each and every one of them. And do they drink?
Oh my god.
Because I'm gonna get each and every one of them drunk.
Ah,
All of my choices.
Oh no!
the truth drunk. I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how they are drunk. And if they make good drunks, I believe they make good gods.
I mean, he's a dwarf guy. So that's
Nyx just looks at Emma. She's like, "Are we the only sensible ones here?"
what? What did I do that's not sensible?
I think it's
All of my
only
choices
going
were based
along
on
with
tact-
Cargill's idea at this point that's got Nyx going.
Yeah, Emma just kind of turns to Nyx and goes, "Well, Aaron is fairly sensible."
See,
Yeah, you're right. But the others,
Yeah, it's just the guys who've got a problem when it comes to common sense.
Well, actually, all my decisions were tactical. It's just that
Yeah.
I want to get them drunk to see if, because drunk, they show off their inner emotions a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll be able to see their inner emotions and
Logical
ambitions
test.
a little bit.
anyways, does anybody else want to test them before they get to the drunk stage?
Actually, I'm trying to. Emma can't think of any really good tests because the only thing she would think would be a really good test are puzzles or tests of character or something like that. But Cheesy's going to table those for a later date because
Yeah.
she realizes those may
one
not be
other
good
thing,
for this.
just to say, Emma, if you could just give me a spellcraft check.
Boom.
Yay!
Anyways, after Aaron said all that stuff, does Emma or Rose have any comments back?
I rolled a 1.
Well, even with a 1, you still got enough to know that because of the way their souls were sort of recycled, and the inherence of the soul gear or soul sphere or whatever you want to call the cube you've got.
It right now it's just the cube. She hasn't thought of she's just like, this is the cube. You
Okay.
don't need to know anything else about it.
Well, because of its inherent nature being, a divine artifact of artifice and magic, it will give at least the first couple of generations of Soulforge enough affinity with those divine spheres that, yes, they could bond to the alchemist shard.
All right. Emma will bring this up. She'll go, we do have a few other options. Though I think this might be a little overwhelming for them. They could, all of the Soul Forge could very easily bond with the Alchemist Shard. But I'm not sure how
Congratulations, you're 2
comfortable.
weeks old and you've got and you've become a god.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
they're not. The thing is, they're not going to know it because remember, we wiped their memory, so they're not going to understand any of that, anyways. So even if they had the divine power, they're going to treat it as if they had it since birth.
Yes.
So it wouldn't be much of a challenge for them. They would just know that, oddly enough, this one Soul Forge out of the others is standing out more than them. That's it.
Yes.
Plus,
And-
my biggest problem with that would be they're easily influenced because they're so young.
I mean, technically, I don't know.
Yeah, she does say that is an option. She will mention how they are very much becoming distinct individuals. By the way, have any others found names yet? Because she would probably check. Emma would probably check on the Soul Forged every day to see how they're
Yes,
progressing.
I'll just double check. I did have some notes for that. Just give me a second.
But yeah,
As-
same thing. Like I said earlier, did either Emma or Rose have anything for my little excerpt?
Emma is just very confused because she's, as I said, she's very uncomfortable with all this. She's just kind of because
Nick
I
if
know,
you
but-
asked her
but-
if she wanted to be if she wanted to be a deity, she would have said no. If you had asked her that question, she understands. She's like, if I'd known what I was going to become, I'd say no.
Now, see, we also got something we need to think about, and we should do it now, just to see
Mhm.
who attunes with the evil ones. Because we need to
Oh,
see
yeah,
who does
that would be
attune
a-
with them.
Yeah, that would actually be really good too. Just to know where some people's thoughts lie. But anyways, kind of my main thing. So Emma doesn't have anything. Rose, do you have anything to say?
Nyx would still be would be concerned with choosing Serena based on what Aaron said about their conversation. She would still go with, at the moment, she would still her first choice would be Dorian. But if Serena shows that she's the better choice, like, I don't know when we plan on actually giving them these shards, but I'm assuming not right away. Once we decided.
I think, in my personal opinion, is that the whole looking at these guys is
Mhm.
before we get word from the scouts that's going to take about a month. We have a month to decide who's getting them. So
Okay.
in about a month, these shards will be given to somebody.
Okay, so then she'll be like, she wants to wait and see. She wants to wait and see how Serena, I guess, progresses and stuff in that month. Like, maybe just watch her over the next, I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks, and see, because they haven't really had time to actually get to know these people yet.
It makes sense. Like I said,
Okay,
it's kind of one of those things we do need to decide, though.
Yeah, no, I understand. And then as far as the druid, she'll probably work with Karadina and Henrik directly over the next for a couple of weeks to see how they would react, how they would do as far as like druid aspects and everything.
Okay, just to say, in regards to the last 2 Soulforge, they have indeed chosen names.
Ooh.
They
Sweet.
are both leaning more towards more feminine aspects, and the first is Vectress, and the second is Altera.
Sweet. And have they given any preferences to what they would like changed?
Well, they're asking for a lot of the similar changes, so things that, make them appear more humanoid, so noses, eyebrows, that sort of thing, and they are asking for potential remodels for a more feminine shell, potentially. But they're still
Okay.
debating that aspect.
Well, she will have shown them designs for the more humanoid features that include eyebrows, noses,
Because it's,
and such things. She has started designs on those.
as we have stated before, it is sort of, I can't raise an eyebrow when I'm confused. But I have the instinct to do it. And I have a sense of smell,
Yeah.
but no nose. And worse yet,
Yeah.
phantom itches on it.
Voldemort.
Or worse yet, an itch on a phantom nose, with nothing to even simulate to scratch. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty much, and she will be running the designs by them.
Yeah.
And we'll have different designs and let them know that if they prefer something different and more to what they feel is theirs, then she will accommodate them.
I will also look up some more feminine sort of construct looks.
Hmm.
Thankfully,
Alright,
Privateer
well.
Press has lots of those, thanks to the convergence of Silis.
Yeah. And she will not mention to them anything about the alchemist stuff yet. She'll only really talk to them about it if it's plain that the two who the Shard does not have the Shard has affinity with really don't want it.
Fair enough.
So this is kind of because she still wants them to get used to existence.
Perfectly understandable. So, you're getting them. So, on to getting the potential participants drunk.
Oh yeah, all of them.
At the same time, one at a time.
well-
over a
No.
period,
I have a month. I have a month, so I'm gonna get them drunk individually.
But Kroggle, remember, if they don't drink, don't force them.
Yes, please.
That's
Yeah.
when I just bring out the Long Island iced teas. They don't taste like alcohol.
Hey, Kroggle,
As a
no
teetotaler
roofie.
who someone tried that trick with, I can tell you that's a dirty lie.
Yeah, same. As
Okay.
someone who doesn't drink alcohol, yeah, you'd be amazed at how strongly certain things that aren't supposed to taste of alcohol taste of alcohol.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll get a bunch of sulfur and acid, which are really good,
No.
and they taste mostly like mangoes.
If you want to do that, you should technically get something flavored with passion fruit because passion fruit overcomes everything.
Yeah, but again, don't give people because you never know why people abstain from alcohol.
Yeah. It could be like me.
If-
It could be like me and Emma. Our chief reason being that alcohol makes our knuckles bleed.
Actually, mine is alcoholism is very prevalent in the family. And there's this thing called the Paulson Rage, which usually means people who get drunk tend to have these things called shootouts with police.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that's what I was. That's what I was meaning. You and I
alright,
both have the
yeah.
same problem that beer, alcohol in general, makes us fight.
Yeah.
Which is perfect.
Anyways, let's get on to the drunkenness.
Yeah.
God. So, who are you starting with?
Of course, the first ones I'm starting with are the ones that I don't trust the most, the alchemists. And I'm going to get both of them drunk because I can't decide.
Her botton's like, huh?
Okay.
So the old lady, right?
Well,
Yeah, the old lady and the other person.
so Neda and Olanus. Okay. Well, we'll start with our description of Neda. Neda is a very happy, very huggy drunk.
Well, you fucked up there, Nash.
But also complains a lot about her arthritis while she's drunk. Very little in the way of filter.
I have a quick question. Would being a god de-age her?
Maybe.
You
She
do
is
not
the alchemist
know.
god. She is the alchemist god.
There is a alchemy potion that gives 10 years to your life. So
I mean, transmutations are kind of her thing.
oh yeah, how about the other alchemist?
Erlanus, when he gets drunk, complains a lot about how shit the current stock of beer is.
He gets my vote already. Okay.
Oh gosh.
Apparently, he used to go around stealing the head of the farm, the farm commander's wine stock.
I would ask him if he had the ability to. Would he improve the alcohol?
To which he answers, "Yes, if only so it doesn't taste the same going in as it does coming out."
Okay, so this guy gets my vote already.
Okay.
Now on to the other people that don't trust the most. Let's go to the paladins.
That says it all. Doesn't trust the paladins. Then again, this is the guy who randomly molests goblins.
Yeah, whatever.
Those rumors are unbiased.
But not
What
unfounded.
rumors? You did it in session 6. And then carried off a different one.
Oh, yeah. I'll check out the paladins.
Okay.
Oh, I'm joining in on this one.
Oh god.
Okay.
Yeah, Nick's one
Oh,
too.
this is gonna be good.
Or at least she's gonna observe from a few tables away.
Urbotten will join her.
And just in case with the paladins, I'm gonna bring some like gauntlets with me and put them on.
Oh
Like-
dear. He's getting 2 ex-gladiators drunk.
Yeah. So I'm just overseeing. I'm not drinking. I'm overseeing.
Yeah, Nyx isn't drinking either. She's just watching from a few tables away.
Urbotten's drinking.
Oh god, Verbotten's drinking. I think that should be
Nope,
what worries us
it's good.
most.
Nope, we're good. Because if all hell breaks loose, he'll just blow everybody up.
Oh yeah, Nyx also has Rama with her in case he's needed.
The ultimate bouncer.
He'll just lay on top
Kitty.
of one of them.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Body slam, Rama!
Alright. Well,
And now
let's
I'm
see.
imagining someone throwing a full-grown white tiger into a wrestling ring.
You know, since Rama's over here too, I'll offer him a drink.
No. Nyx just...
Nick's like, go away.
We are not
Nyx just
inventing-
like, get that shit away from him.
We are not inventing drunken tiger style. We don't even have a monk yet.
Alright. Anyways. Drink.
Okay, I'm going to need to either... Okay, Kragel, I'm going to need either a bluff or a sleight of hand check, whichever you...
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Okay.
this is gonna be good.
Oh,
What is he trying to do?
Effectively, he's trying to sneak something more potent into Dorian's drink because he's quite a moderate drink because he's quite moderate when it comes to his drinking.
What about the
Gotcha.
sleight of hand?
why would I do that? I'd just be like, hey, stop being a pansy. I'd give him a harder drink. And when he can do that one, I'll be like, stop being a pansy and give him a harder drink.
And unfortunately, Serena will join you on that. So yes, eventually
Oh,
you
if
manage to get them
if
both
they're gonna
drunk.
bend to peer pressure, I'd say they're out.
Yeah.
Well, no, well, to be fair, Serena's joining in and effectively you are struggling to get Dorian drunk.
By the end of the night, I'm just like holding things with tongs and it's like hissing. And then
Yes,
like
which
people are
Dorian
getting
is stepping the
almost
hell away
blinded by
from.
the alcohol.
And meanwhile, Serena is grabbing them and chugging them, and then she decides to pick a fight.
Decides to pick a what?
Fight.
A fight.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. She still seems too naive, unfortunately.
Well, it's
So-
effectively once she's effectively pinned by Rama, which I'm guessing she's going to be, she does start crying.
Yep.
So I think it's more a case of emotional turmoil plus alcohol, bad combination.
Yeah. Again, when Emma hears about this, she is just going to kind of go.
Yeah, Nyx looks at Ara and
more
she's
and
like,
more
she's
towards
too young.
Dorian every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
There-
too young to handle.
It's not so much that, so much as
I'm young too, but I'm
think it's-
I look disappointed.
I think
And
No.
from what
I
you can-
will at this moment walk by Serena with a disappointed look on my face.
Well, I was going to say, if you want to do another sense motive check, Aaron.
I mean, I can, but I'm still
Do
going to be
it.
disappointed.
Yeah. Okay, from what you can gather, it is basically that
That's-
she's still.
That was mine.
Yeah, it's all good. Don't worry about
Okay.
it.
Okay, with that, yeah.
Keep going.
From what you can tell, yeah, effectively this was her using alcohol as a method to try and deal with the fact that she's still really not sure about what she should be doing. I mean, this is only a few nights after you did the whole world-shaking talk with her.
No, it makes sense. I'm not doubting that. It's just
Fair enough. I just wanted to give
actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you an explanation, sort of thing.
But I look disappointed. But so I'll walk past her, but then I will go up to Verbatim and Rose and be like, I'm gonna take her under my wing, and then I'll walk off into the different corridors and stuff and go to my own chambers.
Fair enough.
Let me know if you need any help.
I like that answer.
And just so people don't catch on that I'm going to like all these people that everyone else went to, there are going to be a few randoms for the next 2 nights
Oh dear.
that I'm going to try and get drunk. One of them is going to be the Siege Wizard.
Oh god.
Nice.
This one, Emma will be there for.
Nyx is not going to be.
prepared to put out any fires.
Nyx is not going to be. Is going to not be anywhere. Oh my god! I can't say it.
Not going to be.
She is not going to be able to be found.
Oh, and,
She's not going to be anywhere.
Kate, are you
No one's
drinking?
going to be able. No one's going to be able to find her, basically, or
Yeah.
Rama.
Oh, by the way, just to let you know, Nick, so after Serena finished crying, she did kind of fall asleep and try cuddling into Rama.
At that point, she would have sighed and had Rama drag her out of the tavern.
What do you expect? He's warm and fluffy.
Yeah. But yeah, she would have had Rama drag her out of the tavern all the way to her wherever she sleeps at the moment.
And then the other person's going to be the dragon fighter.
Oh God. You are getting walloped at some point by Nedda for this, by the way.
This is to throw people off my track.
Yeah, yes, you're also causing trouble. You're also causing trouble and cause some of her stock to get burned up. So yes, you are getting a ladle at some point.
I'll be like, you were huggy yesterday.
Okay, so
Oh dear.
Double ladle.
And
She dual wield ladles.
no, it'd be a ladle in one hand, frying pan in the other. For the real
All right,
trouble causers.
I will ask a quick question. Does our siege wizard do anything that would require Emma to sit there and go, okay, we need to have a talk about alcohol and magic?
A couple of different things. Not least of which being that he sets one of his own drinks on fire before chugging it.
Emma's just gonna sigh and just make sure the fire doesn't burn anything else.
Well,
And
he does
just start
kind of
writing
catch his hair
down
on fire
things.
at one point.
Yeah, that's when Emma just creates some water over his head and just lets him get drenched.
I look at him. I look at the flaming drink. I look at the fact that his hair was burnt. I'm like, damn. I don't want to lose my beard off for a drink, but that looks like a good drink.
Oh my god.
It depends how you look at it. It was
I think-
basically near pure ethanol plus fire.
Yeah.
I think the siege guy is gonna be probably one of the top 5 drinking buddies for Kroggle.
Yep. He's got
I-
a drinking buddy.
I go back to the party. I'm like, hey, can we make this guy the alchemist?
And you guys just see Emma making notes in a book, just going, I don't think he came up with the affinity, correct?
No, he didn't.
Emma just goes, it wouldn't work. He doesn't have any affinity with the stone.
I'm pretty sure if you light it on fire, he'll drink it. But yeah, after that, then it's the next group.
I was going to say, we should probably be glad that he doesn't have an affinity for it, because I did roll where there was a potential for it, but thankfully it came up with the out.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
And not
Okay, as you can tell, I'm going through how I trust them.
so that would mean it's either
Druids are
going-
next.
Oh boy, you're going drinking with a bandit chief and and one of the former cooks.
And in fact, you know what? Krog was going to do something.
What are you going to do, and why does this make me worried? Okay, why are you disguising yourself?
I like it.
Oh, he's not disguising himself. He's dressing up.
Yeah, he's dressing up.
Gotcha.
Okay.
He's gonna comb his beard for the first time in his life. Fail horribly.
So what? There's a bunch of broken combs stuck in his beard now.
He'll take him out, but there's a bunch of if you go into his room,
Okay.
there's 100 combs just broken, and damaged, and bent in different ways.
You're supposed to dispel the iron beard before you do that.
I needed lead blades for my comb.
Oh dear. You are a worrying lot sometimes. Highly amusing, but worrying.
But yeah, that is for him to pick out his best clothes and
Right. Okay.
try and do something with his beard.
So you're going out. So you're going with the two.
He's having a
druids,
date
one
with
at
the
a time
bandit
rather
leader.
than both together.
No, like I said, these are all individual.
Well, apart from when you did the pair of paladins.
Yeah, who doesn't want to? Who would trust themselves with only one paladin?
Most people.
It's like saying you trust your purse
True.
with the bard.
Huh?
Well, not our bard.
First off, why are you carrying a purse?
I say.
Who doesn't carry a coin purse?
I don't.
No, but that's just because you prefer to trade explosives for for valuables.
Exactly.
Yeah, Emma just carries a components pouch.
Well, it's not like you've had much chance to actually spend money so far.
I'm just building a throne out of gold coins.
Well, at least you're not trying to Scrooge McDuck it.
No, slamming into a pile of gold seems very painful for the face.
Well, unless you had Earthglide, then you could do it.
I think Earthglide doesn't even go through metals. It's only through loose dirt.
Nothing? I might be. Maybe. I thought that worked on stone as well. But anyway. You're going out drinking with a bandit leader.
Yep.
This will eventually devolve into a drinking contest.
Exactly why I dressed up.
She's a cheerful and more boisterous than usual drunk, which is slightly terrifying. A more boisterous than usual half-orc. As I say, only mildly terrifying. You do win, but the hangover the next morning is... Well, I'll say this, you've been hit by actual monsters and had less of a headache afterwards.
Ugh. I'll go to Verboten. He is alchemy, right? Do you have alchemical's kindness? Any of them?
Do I have what?
Alchemical's kindness, yeah.
Alchemical kindness?
Oh, yeah, it is alchemist's kindness, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a wonderful tool that can get rid of hangovers.
I'm sure I can whip something up.
Yeah, if you could.
It's either that or I'm going now with my weapon to somewhere.
Yeah, if you just give me a quick craft alchemy check for Batten. Yeah, you've got a few whipped up.
Here you go.
I'll drink that and go into my next drinking crusade.
I will say that Caradina, rather than seeking out the alchemist, not knowing about alchemist kindness, is simply going with hair of the dog that bit her. And therefore drinking even more.
Which, by the way, I'll show up like near her, like showing up all like, you know, like nothing's affecting me. Just to like kind of rub it in a little bit. And then I'll go and go drink.
That is cruel and unusual punishment.
Verboten walks by. Hey, I made these for Craggle earlier. You want one?
Sure, thank you. At which point she necks it. You have many marvelous things, and I am most confused. Now I am going to go and sleep more.
Oh yeah, which by the way, I am not going to dress up for this guy.
Right. So, you go out drinking with Hendrik, who spends as much time indulging who spends as much time eating in the bar as he does drinking.
I'm not sure which one I like more.
This is partially because he does not want to wake up with a hangover the next morning, and partially just because, well, there's lots of new recipes to try, and he doesn't have to cook them for once.
I will join him for the eating and drinking. And then on to the next group. He seems mildly normal compared to the rest of them. And I will tell the group that's exactly why he doesn't fit in.
Well, there is that. And to be fair, he was basically a kitchen slave in a mining camp. He did his best to keep his head down and sneak food where he could.
So was Nyx, and she's weird.
I make no comment there. Better for my health.
On to the barbarians. So far, this hasn't changed my mind about anybody.
It was... And for some reason, my brain's gone blank on it. Was Orgov and
yeah.
Okay, so who are you going with first? The bandit or the half-orc? Or not the half-orc, the hobgoblin. Half-orc was last time.
I will go in the way that I trust. So I trust the bandit less than the gladiator.
Okay, so you're going with Orgov first. Okay, I'm going to need... Whilst he does drink, he is still going with moderation, so I will need another sleight of hand or bluff check.
Impressive.
And you're effectively able to swap his drinks. He complains.
Yay!
He complains that he thinks his wine's gone off, but still drinks it.
I really hope this guy's a philosophical drunk.
No, he isn't a philosophical drunk. He does sing and challenge people to arm wrestling, though.
Okay, that is a good defense. He's more dwarf than he knows. And also,
I will say the thing is not good.
I will also tell Verboten that this guy may need some singing lessons.
More than a few.
All right.
It's sort of a case of
Let-
slurred and can't carry a tune in a bucket.
Is he
Or
tone
not.
deaf like Emma?
Pretty much. And it doesn't help that he's got a very gravelly voice. If you want a sort of equivalent, think if Louis Armstrong was always off key.
And the final person,
Gennaro.
last but not always least.
Okay. So she is happy to join you in drinking. She goes through a couple of different stages in her drinking. And she is one of the longest lasting when it comes to drinking whilst being upright. Her initial stage is recounting various stories of her days amongst the bandits. And then as the night deteriorates, she gets very much into the "you're my best friend, I love you" sort of moments.
I think this person would make a very good bard.
She also occasionally, whilst drunk, tries stealing other people's coins so she can get more drinks. She fails miserably because she is drunk.
I'll look at some of the people and be like, just let her. I'll pay you back later. I will tell Verboten that we found the best new bard he's ever seen.
What, because she steals... What, because she tells stories, is overly affectionate, and tries to steal money when she's drunk?
Yeah, exactly. To me, that seems like the perfect mixture for a bard.
Shows what you know.
Well, the more traditional application of bard, yes.
Well, if she was an actual bard, she'd get away with the stealing.
Okay, so any more drinky? Are we done?
All right, that's all. The very last person I drink with is, of course, my good Gabo friend.
Yeah, we can fade to black there.
Yep, we're gonna fade to black with that one.
Yes, because I have no desire to know any more.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
Poor Zorgon.
I might spice things up a little bit here, DM, but
Feel free.
now that we got our basically second tier of abilities, can we start to empower some of our own people?
Yes, you can. You do, as I mentioned during... It has... But yes, you can now grant the powers of clerics, oracles, and even begin training paladins. Oh,
Right.
and war priests, of course.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
They are unfortunately
I
at the
will
moment restricted to only being at 3 levels lower than yourselves.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Yeah.
But we will.
Emma?
I was gonna say you can let me know what you're wanting to do with that, but we will go to the actual numbers outside of session, just to say.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Yep. I just wanted to make sure that that is an acceptable thing now.
Yeah.
Yep, you have the power to create divine spellcasters.
Yeah. Emma probably will ask if any of the Warforged would like to do that, although
Soulforged,
she'll
not
not.
Warforged.
Yeah, Soulforged. Sorry, I play Eberron game on Friday. Well, Saturdays now,
I
but
was
yeah.
just wanted to make sure you didn't get into the habit.
Yeah. If any of the Soulforged would like to be a divine caster.
Sweet deal. Anyways.
Of them, Logos takes an interest, Emma.
Alright, Emma will start working with Logos on that.
Why do I get the feeling that he might end up being one of your long-term high priest?
He may end up becoming one of the 9 heads of her church, possibly.
You're going to have 9 heads of your church?
No, remember we talked about she was going to have a high council of 3 for magic, 3 for education, and 3 for invention.
Slipped my mind. I was just thinking, dear God, the amount of bureaucracy.
Or just one Hydra.
Well, considering her main temples are going to be giant dragons that can change into buildings, she would kind of be happy with a bit of bureaucracy, so it's not one guy who gets ticked and decides to activate the dragon.
Fair point. You just need to make sure it doesn't get too far into the bureaucracy where it takes them 2 weeks from when they spot the enemy to decide.
Yeah, because again, it's 3 in charge of each one, so that way there aren't any tiebreakers. So that way there's no ties.
Yes. Well, apart from when it comes to allocation of funding, and you always get a 3-way tie.
That one will not be an issue.
Sort of, we must allocate funding to different departments. We all think our own department should be the most important.
Because she's already stated, education's the most important.
Yeah.
So if they're smart about it, what they'll do is we'll split it up 50-50 if the other guy's out of this.
Oh. Right.
Yeah, it's very much gonna be okay, which of us can say this is more for education? Oh, this is gonna take some spinning.
Yes, and we have to spin it to the goddess of knowledge. Oh, this will be interesting.
Yeah, and also considering that Emma doesn't really care much about the niceties or fineries. She's more interested in practicalities.
Says the woman who's going to have giant gold-plated golems for buildings.
Yeah, because that way, in case of attack, they already have a weapon. And they can move, and if they need to evacuate the town, they can take the temple with them and save a lot of people.
Fair enough.
I don't care if it sounds dumb, that's how she's rationalizing it.
I know, I just had to take the mickey at least once.
Yep.
Don't worry, folks, it probably will not be the last time I take the mickey. And the expression brain training coming from Kragel. That's not worrying at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all you have to do is get rid of the original thoughts and then replace them with your own.
That's brainwashing, not brain training. Brain training is the 3DS game that involves a lot of Sudoku.
Yeah, speaking of which, remember how I said there'll probably be puzzles and stuff and brain teasers? That'll be for anyone anyone else who wants to become one of Emma's clerics. She's like, okay, here's a test.
You must commit seppuku. Sudoku.
Here's a test. Here's some puzzles. We'll see how you do.
Oh, Sudokus and Rub. Why do I get the feeling that all of Emma's artifacts are going to be hidden inside Rubik's Cube?
Oh, you kidding? She's already working on designs for Rubik's cubes. That'll be how you get her when she gets the fancy. When she finally leaves, she's gonna trap all her most intense items in giant Rubik's cubes.
Oh, I've just had a funny idea. Rubik's Cube of Wonder.
Now, see, mine's just going to be inside the bell and one of those strength testing things that you see at the carnivals.
Yeah. I'm just imagining, Rod of Wonder that looks like a Rubik's Cube, so depending on which way you align it, you get a different one of the random effects.
You didn't think that was going to be on the list?
I didn't. I only just thought of it, so no.
That was actually one of the things I was planning for later.
Oh, you are evil. All the people walking around who are bright purple, blue, or green. It's like, why? What did we do?
Which is, again, while those will be for people who actually have the ability, this is why she wants to make sure people who work for her actually have the brains for, okay, this thing is this one of those weapons we need to be careful about.
Yes, but to be fair, the only smart response to getting hold of a Rod of Wonder is sell it.
I know, these are the things that she's just going to make and then throw at the enemy. Just like, okay, let's see what happens.
Yeah, why do I get the feeling Emma's going to be responsible for reintroducing the deck of many things into the world?
No, she draws the line at that.
I mean, I am 100%.
That is going to cause horrors upon imagining.
Yeah, that would be more Robotten's thing.
Yeah, the Rubik's Cube of Wonder, that there's at least a chance will be so difficult, not many people will be able to use it.
The deck of many things, on the other hand, is just evil.
Will look like pictures out of a child's book.
Yeah, that'll end up being verbatim, and Emma will make sure there is someone who keeps an eye on who has it.
Could be worse. Could be like the one a friend of mine came up with. Something that it was a cursed item that looked like a deck of many things, and technically was, but it only had the bad cards.
Oh! Okay, that's just wrong.
That's still fun. That's not chaos, that's just evil.
Yeah, well, that was kind of the point. His players were getting a bit on the arrogant side and had gotten very lucky with a previous deck of many things, and actually said that they wanted to try and find another one.
But yeah, so yes, there will be a Rubik's Cube of Wonder at some point. And it will be the hardest Rubik's Cube ever.
And which will be the problem, because if you get it wrong, then... yeah! Why am I now purple and why are there butterflies everywhere?
Yes, and again, that's something she's just gonna go, hold on. This is the enemy stronghold? Hold on. Yoink!
Alright. So, did we
Let's
agree?
wait a week and see what happens.
No.
Okay.
Because at the simplest settings, it'll give a lot of money.
Yeah,
The more
okay.
people fiddle with it, the more insanity happens.
We've devolved into things that might happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so onto the
Let's-
actual
let's skip back.
picking of the
Yeah.
deity. So onto the picking then.
Yes.
Or at the very least, the offering.
Mm-hmm.
So, Paladin Shard. I'm gonna go obviously with Darian.
Yeah.
Everybody else?
Emma will be supportive of Darian as well.
Darian.
All right. So, guess we bestow that to him. I don't know how we do it, but that's what we do.
When you approach him about it, he discusses it with you, mentions that he is unsure if he is worthy of the task, but if you truly believe that he is the best man for the job, that he will take it up.
Yep.
He is transformed from
Just toss it at him and say, "Here, catch."
Yeah, right. Shove that in your chest real quick.
It doesn't have to do that. It just has to literally pick it up and.
Yeah.
We're just making a joke.
Yeah. Emma will just kind of nod when he says that and just go, "That's what ironically makes you really good for this job."
Well, he is eclipsed in golden light. Receives the stat boosts, which I will put into his stat modifications later. And for those of you wondering about what his special ability is, he has the ability. Well, one of his abilities is that he can cast an aura in a similar effect to Kragel's, only instead of granting a bonus to armor and saves, it grants the effect of weapons against evil to all allies within 50 feet. For those of you who are not familiar with weapons against evil, it negates the
DR, right?
Yeah, the damage reduction of creatures with the evil descriptor, so long as their DR is 5 or less.
Gotcha.
Sweet. All right, so I'm trying to remember the shards.
We also have Alchemist, Barbarian, and Druid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Druid, Hendrik, or what was the other one? I forget.
Karadina, the bandit leader.
Karatina, yeah.
Bandit leader.
Bandit leader.
Yep. All right. I think we're kind of unanimous on that one.
Okay.
So, bestow bandit leader.
It'll be an honor to
with
power over nature. Well, it's always been it's always helped me. So I'll be glad to help protect the world and teach a lesson to the dark gods. So she takes it up, and now we just have. And when she's eclipsed by emerald light, just have to double check my notes, because I did have what companions they would each pick up respectively, so for the druid, so I'm just having to double check those notes.
Okay, because I am curious on what she's going to get.
Where are you? Well, I almost pity her foes, because standing next to her is a grizzly bear. That gets the same.
Oh, that's good.
Which gets the same advanced template that got stuck on Rama at the start.
We have 2 furry tanks.
Ouch. To the enemies.
Yeah. Funny thing, now I'm just imagining Rama and this grizzly bear doing a pincer maneuver.
Oh yeah, that'll probably definitely happen.
So, yes, we now have an advanced grizzly bear. Which come level 7, she will also be able to ride into battle.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
Okay, Alchemist.
Oh dear, I've just realised what I've done. There will be a future of orcish bear cavalry.
Nice.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
I hadn't even
But,
thought about
yeah,
that till just
so-
now.
Alchemist.
Okay, so we have the choice of Neda or Ulanus. The cook or the farmer?
Netta.
Yeah,
Farmer. Just because he wants to make better alcohol.
yeah, I think, in all honesty, Ned is probably going to be the better choice.
I will tell all of them about the alcohol situation.
And then I look at him as, you're the alcoholic. So, Emma, Rose?
Emma's gonna shrug and just go, I can't think between the two who would be better.
It's not really a matter of thinking, it's a matter of choice. Who do you feel?
That's the thing. We don't know.
Trust your feelings.
Yeah, like, this isn't...
Yeah.
This is one of those things where, even with the slight detail
Go
that
with
you
the
know...
gut.
Yeah, because going by her gut, Emma would actually want to give it to Netta just because she's has a stronger affiliation with the stone. But she's also not very close with either of them. So she's
That's
not
fine.
entirely sure who would be
That's
better.
fine. So, Netta, got it.
Netta.
Mhm.
3 for Netta.
So, at that point, basically Netta.
Okay.
Okay, so
Nick's like, yeah, I don't have to vote.
well, was gonna
I
say,
mean,
so you
try not to
approach
make
Netta
this hard on us.
and you offer her the stone. And I'm just gonna have to roll a quick thing because I had some notes for this and
Yeah, you're good. You do your thing.
she will back away. Go. So you want to grant me immortality with my arthritis?
Never know, it may make you young again.
You just shrug like, lady, do you want the stone or not? It's just,
She'll look at. You're supposed to be the smart one, lass. Will it make me younger? And if you want, you can roll me a knowledge arcane check for that, Emma.
Okay, let's do this. Because I was just kind of like, oh, this is going to take some thinking. Okay. 29.
Okay, as far as you can tell, it will not. The bonding of the shard itself will not de-age her. With practice in the arts of alchemy, she might be able to de-age herself, and it might reduce her. and it might reduce her symptoms somewhat, but it would not. But it would get for the moment at least. Yeah, it would just keep her body as is.
All right. Emma will explain this and say that she'll be able to, when she gets enough practice, do it herself. And she'll likely be able to come up with something to help with the pains of arthritis.
All right then. If nothing else, someone needs to be around to give you youngsters a good clip round the ear when you end up doing something foolish.
And Emma, looking down at the, remembering the fact that she started this journey as a 16-year-old, just goes, "Yeah, I very much agree."
Smarter than most. Though she's surrounded by turquoise light. And while she is not any younger, she does a few of her liver spots do vanish, and she does look slightly healthier.
What?
I don't know what just happened.
Squeaky cat. Or cat with a squeaky toy, one of the two.
No, cat.
Well, I knew it was a cat. I wasn't sure if it was actually just squeaking or whether it decided to kill one of its squeaky toys.
No, he's meowing. He's demanding attention.
Yeah, standard cat behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And now comes the question of the barbarians.
Yep. Barbs. We got. I'm not going to remember the names, Chris, so you're going to have to tell me.
Orgrav and Janara.
Orgroff.
Orgroff.
Yeah.
Orgroff.
Yeah, I think that was unanimous.
You would entrust me with this power to marshal my rage and hopefully marshal my people into redemption. I accept. He is surrounded by an orange light. And whilst I've not gone over for the others, although I will go over them later once I've finished fleshing them out, once I've finished recalibrating my notes, one of the things he can do is grant mass rage to people, whether allies
Nice.
or enemies.
Those Wolf Riders, man. Poof.
That's my Wolf Rider. Oh god, Goblin Wolf Riders with rage.
It's Chris, you did this.
Yeah. You allowed us to do this. You gave us the option.
I'm just thinking of the fun you could have by combining this with Verbatim in a ritual. Bardic performance that grants the benefits of its normal self plus rage.
Oh my goodness. I just thought about scolds. Oh, that's gonna be good.
Oh. Well, thankfully he's going to have to ask Verbatim for help training Scolds because he's a tone-deaf barbarian.
Okay, well.
You can
Seems
always do your inspire courage and all that stuff with things other than singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Beat a war drum.
Some break dancing hobgoblins coming up.
No, not that. Possibly reciting Eddas or something like that.
Yeah, but oh man, this is gonna be fun.
To be fair, if I was going to do anything
is.
for a Skald, it'd surely be more like Scottish sword dancing than it would anything else. And now I have to have Hobgoblin Scolds playing the bagpipes.
Well, you did have that one guy who was trying to give a rousing speech before he got splatted by a falling rock.
This is true. Oh, that's going to be something for the future setting. The infamous Hobgoblin War bagpipes.
Oh, we are. This is going to be fun. So much fun.
The future of this setting will be interesting, and I may have to take reference from Portland, because nothing says water bagpipes like being able to turn them into a flamethrower. I think it's Portland that has the guy who does the flaming bagpipes on the unicycle.
The scary thing is, if asked, Emma would likely make those.
Yeah, I already put the video up of the guy doing Thunderstruck with the flaming bagpipes.
Yeah.
It is popular for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Emma, did we do the evil shards yet, just to see if anybody in the evil ones?
We
Just
did
in
not.
case?
Emma wanted to wait until we had a paladin before doing it.
Probably a good idea.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, didn't I already like check everybody if they were somewhat had like an alignment?
Yes, but yeah, you didn't. No one had an evil alignment.
Yeah.
Well, not
Yeah.
one that was strongly enough noticeable to pick up anyway.
Yeah, so
I need to remind myself what those 3 shards were now. I believe one was Darkness and Void,
yeah.
Destruction and War. Hold on, I think I've got it noted down here somewhere.
Yeah, when you're ready, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah, that rhyme.
Already know.
Yeah, so it was Destruction and War. No. Yeah. Hold on, sorry, I just have to double check my notes, see if I can find this.
You're good. Get as much as we can done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
This
let's do
week.
the Darkness and Void one first, because that one I have found the notes for.
Okay.
All right. Emma's gonna take a deep breath, and again, she's gonna wear gloves when handling these shards, just because she doesn't like touching them. And then we'll put them in the thing.
Fair enough. Okay. There's only one person who has an affinity to the to this one,
Hmm.
and it's a very minor affinity,
Okay, good.
and that would be Capo.
Yes.
And Emma just sighs and just goes, oh, of course. And makes a mental note to never, ever, ever let him near this thing, ever.
Yes, no one needs a siege wizard that can summon eldritch abominations.
Yep. Okay.
And now I'm just imagining suicide bombing mini Cthulhus.
Yeah. Because again, Emma would like to make sure none of her students become evil sociopaths.
It's less sociopathy in his case and more a case of, ooh, curious. Can I make it go boom?
Alright, so. The destruction. Next, she'll look at the destruction and more.
Ah, yes, the one who was the the god of murder, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Well, you have a couple again,
Oh dear.
but very minor.
Okay, they're all very minor. All right, that's
Yeah, they're probably going to be pretty minor because none of us can sense like evil in them.
Well, to be
If
fair,
they're
to have
evil
to
shards.
have a sensible evil alignment, you have to be a 5th level cleric.
yeah.
Well, no. I'm talking about we even have a paladin. I mean, he can detect evil.
Yeah, but detect evil.
True, but you never know. Someone may have someone may.
It's that's why I said it's minor. Like
Yeah.
it's very minor.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's look for the ones that have the strongest affinity again.
Okay, just good.
Because again, people who have a strong affinity have at least somewhat leanings to someone who was the deity of murder. That is cause for concern.
Yes, well, the two that have that affinity are the former gladiator Torana the elf who has had the tips of her ears cut off.
Yeah, I can kind of see why she'd be a little upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's had a rough life, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
And the bandit scout Gullick.
Really? I would not expect him. Okay. Emma will write these down to share with the party later, and just more for a let's see if we can help them with their anger issues.
Gullick would be the cutest mass murderer ever.
Or he'd be
But
the whole,
again,
or he'd be the whole leader of a murder cult route.
Mm-hmm. All right, and the
What was it, Manson family or something like that, where the main guy actually never committed a murder?
yes.
I'm cute and adorable. Will you please get rid of the people bullying me? Oof, I may have to use that for a childlike halfling sociopath at some point.
We have just made a future villain.
Who's
Oh, dear, when he'll
things?
pop up.
For this setting, but I will have to use that at some point.
Okay.
And if anyone
All
else
right.
wants to use that idea, please feel free and let me know how it goes.
Yes.
And
All right. Do we have one or two more? I can't
there
remember.
should be one more, and I can't find it at the moment, unfortunately. So we'll have to leave that for next session because.
All right, but Emma will let the give the information to the party, and she will confirm. Yeah, we're not letting this thing anywhere near Capo.
I mean, he's your guy.
Because horrible combinations.
It will not end well for anybody.
No, madness of the void plus high explosives.
Yeah, that will only end in tears, and I don't think Verbatim wants anyone invading his all things go boom turf.
Oh, they're welcome to.
No, she doesn't say that out loud. This is out of character.
I'm just imagining now. I'm just imagining exploding cuttlefish from the void.
Yeah, I can see him doing that too. That's what's scary. All right, and she'll also let.
There's the woman who's behind the whole magical modification of most of the wildlife.
Again, she's also studying it to try and make sure that if it is a horrible impact, that we don't do it again.
Right.
And she'll also let the group know about Toriana and Gulwick.
Yes. Because they need to be
And
watched
she
because
will
they
show-
have issues.
Yeah, she'll say that. She'll just go, their affinity with this one.
Yes.
We might want to try and invent therapy.
Or reinvent.
Yeah, we might want to reinvent therapy. Or put these two on a path that would allow them to. Because Toriana, actually, if you use the rage correctly, she'd probably make a very good barbarian.
From what you've gathered, she leans more towards the sneaky, stabby sort of route.
Oh, so yeah, she would actually work very well as a. She'd probably work well with the rogues.
Yeah, well, I was going to say those 6 things that you can see over her shoulders. Yeah, she used throwing knives as a prime thing when she was in the arena.
But yeah, we might want to help redirect these tendencies.
But I think, well, I will give you the information that your scouts have found, because I think we can go to when your scouts have found the city. They begin to infiltrate, and they have got some information.
Are they using the stones, or do they come back?
They're using the stone.
Okay.
This is only a preliminary report. The vast majority of the high goblins seem to have fled, as there are no boats in the portyard. The few who remain appear to have had their situations switched and are now being used as slave labor by the group that's in charge. Unfortunately, the group that's in charge appears to be some form of pirate and or bandit group. And they seem to be taking the unattended port city rule it with an iron fist route.
Which city is this? The main one?
This one up here.
Mm.
So the one closest to us.
Yes. Which is the one
Okay.
we're sending them to investigate.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to ask if they heard any rumor, what people are saying in this area about the fall of Rakash?
There are, thanks to Arak's own agents who were out, who on his orders went about spreading the rumors. There are rumors that have reached them, but most people don't believe it was New God. They believe it was probably one of the other dark gods making an assassination attempt and succeeding. So some are now questioning whether there's going to be an invasion at some point, or whether they just intend to let the place fall into chaos.
Okay.
What races primarily make up the pirate bandit groups that have turned the tables on the high goblins?
It seems to be
Just the ones that were enslaved, basically?
well, the former slaves are there, but there seems to be a mix of but yes, it does seem to be mainly the other races. It does seem to be a mix of the other normal races of this continent.
Okay.
I mean, there are rumors that they might have a. I mean, there are some rumors that say they might have a spellcaster amongst them, but there's no proof of that.
Okay. Emma's interest is piqued because she just kind of listens to this and goes, okay, someone needs to be taught how to use magic correctly. And you'll see her just holding her hammer, just like someone's about to get the hammer brought down.
Do we know approximately how many make up like the approximate number of bandits, pirates, whatever?
They aren't 100% because they think the initial group was around 30 or so, but they've had, former slaves from various groups, former slaves join up who. So you could be looking at as many as sort of 70, but they also think that the control is highly consolidated in the fact, is basically only so long as the current leadership maintain their power, sort of thing.
So basically they're guessing that there's about 70 people right now.
70
Is what you're
active
saying.
fighters, basically.
I'm sorry?
70 active fighters, yes. But,
Oh, active fighters.
Who's got the
Yeah.
machine guns going?
Yeah,
So-
really.
but I think
Oh all right.
this is only preliminary information. They might be able to get more
Right.
by the time reinforcements arrive, or if your group decides to go yourselves before you arrive. But just to say, I think I'm going to call it there, guys, so we can have a discussion out of game, in between sessions about what you want to do and what sort of recruits you want to have for your clerics and all that, for your clerics and other divine casters.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we're going to call it here. We will be back next week, guys. Don't worry, I'm going to make sure there aren't any problems, so we don't have any breaks this long ever again. And hopefully, I should also, by that time, providing Kickstarter and the British government stop messing me about, I should also hopefully be able to provide information for the Seekers of Legend Kickstarter.
Woohoo!
I can't be sure of that
Sounds
though,
good.
as I am waiting on, for some reason British Kickstarter British use of Kickstarter does require photo ID, so I am at the whims of the government there. But take care, see you all next week, and hope you have a great time.
All right, folks, take it easy.